So, Pokemon Animal Grass Type Only Run Part 3. And that I am not in the greatest of moods right now. A lot of it stemming from trying to export a lot of stuff. And it not working even close to completion. But you don't want to hear of that when we need to continue with this. And it may take a while. You know, I don't know how long it's going to take for me to find a Cacnea, the rarest thing in here. And even then, it's not common. Because we are technically unintentionally creating a separate universe at this rate. Well, yeah, it did spring from me not getting the exact same, well, gender for Lily, because I didn't save right before. And I'm just treating it as a recreation of the event that transpired, whilst having many different technical problems. But the plan is to complete the team, get the levels, and also get the 5th gym. And also be able to start the new Marvel quest, but side quest that allows you to get the TM Thunderbolt, but not actually do it, because that's the plan to end on. I said I can't do any of that if I'm gonna be searching for one Pokemon for about an hour. Because as much as I would want a Trapinch, because it's Dragon and Ground, which, yeah, there's been this quality to Ice, it does turn into Flygon, arguably one of the best Pokemon to come out of Hoenn. And in Hoenn there's already a lot of options for that. I mean, considering you have the 3 fully evolved starters, or even just the entire trio. Okay, Combustion's been on the weaker side because of what it looks like. And newer versions of Marsh Stomp's not great, but in this version, the pose is all good. And then pure electric type has a different, well, that is actually blue. And is like the only good electric type that you can get reasonably early in this game. Manectric. Because all the rest are either this early, oh for God's sakes, this early but weak, or later than the 5th gym, i.e. Raichu. Yes, you can get it so that a Pikachu comes with Thunderbolt, but by the time you get to it, you have 5 badges. With Manectric, you're able to get an Electrike, oh I don't know, before the 3rd. And I have used it quite a few times on runs, because it may not be the only electric type introduced, but your other options are Plusle and Minun. Both are fucking Pikachu clones to represent double barrels. Even though there's not much difference between them. The most I can think of is stat distribution, and obviously completely different colors. Currently nothing so far on it. Okay, it may not have been 10 minutes. It is feels like it's been longer than that already. Partly because I was wanting to do this like, earlier than when I am actually recording it. But I couldn't because technical problems stopped me from doing that. How many? Okay, that's 2 traffic with arena chat. Why? But, I mean, if you're going to they mostly did well with governors. Like, not trying to well, the choice of the Pokemon from the region itself, and not just mostly being old generations. Because, I mean, there's still like Kanto and Johto in here, just not as much. I mean, they definitely focus on Hoenn, even though they introduced slightly more than Johto did, because Johto did 100. I know Hoenn did somewhere in between that, possibly 138, but they definitely did put more on the focus of being able to get them at the start of the game. Like, to my knowledge, you don't find a non-Hoenn Pokemon, like, for a while. Okay, not for a while, but in quite a few routes. Like, the first one being Route 104, where you find the Marrow. Meanwhile, the routes before then were all Hoenn mons. If this was Johto, then the first Pokemon you would have found would likely have been a fucking Rattata. Because so, I know it's connected to Kanto, but somehow it's more common than Sentret, a Pokemon that's native to Johto. I mean, they definitely still had the Johto mons like Goldov and Crystal, just it seemed like you were more likely to run into the Kanto Pokemon than anything else. And it showed when enough half of the gym leaders had Johto Pokemon as their aces instead of all of them. Yeah, that's 3 now, but just... But even in Hoenn, to my knowledge, most of the gym leaders have a Hoenn Pokemon as the ace. Okay, Watson didn't, then he did, but the first 2 absolutely did because Lopez and Makita, and then Torkoal for the 4th, Flanking for the 5th, pretty sure Tartaglia for the 6th, 7th, wow. Okay, I'm seeing yeah, it's Solrock and Moonstone. And then, okay, the 8th is the weak one because it's Kingdra, which was Gen 2. And no one likes facing any form of a Kingdra. Mainly because it has the one weakness and you're not always able to get it because not every Pokemon's able to learn the Dragon type move. And most of the time the ones able to learn Dragon type moves are Dragon themselves. And to my knowledge, you will be able to obviously have Flygon by then, but still wait to watch it's neutral with water, but it could still be heavily affected by Smokescreen and Double Team. And to my knowledge, you can't even get Salamence at that point because you need 8 gym badges, meaning that you would have already beaten the gym leader by the time you can even get one of the 2 pseudo legendaries of the region. So it just makes it a very frustrating experience, and then you also fight it again in the fucking league. Luckily by that point your team should be absolutely fully secured. And it should be less of a problem. I'm still not saying it isn't one. Because any Pokemon with one weakness that isn't a common type, or isn't even 4 times, will be difficult to take down if it's strong. Because any water and ground types, well, their weakness is A, common, and B, 4 times. So you can shut one down, but they are likely going to have a very weakening grass moves. Because to my knowledge, there's no... well, there is no ability or even move that weakens grass type moves. There's obviously ones for water and fire. Okay, that's 4 now. But just... you need to scroll over the water ground types. They also got type to use. Just don't put in the grass type gym unless you're faster with Ice Beam. Because at least you get some coverage. It's better than nothing. Although at that point you'd rather be water electric with levitate. Because then you'll still have grass as your own weakness, but it's not going to be 4 times. Except there's only one Pokemon with those characteristics. And it's a fucking Rotom washing machine. Fun. And also it only exists from Gen 5 onwards. Even more fun. I mean, yes, Rotom is not in this game, obviously. But it would get demolished by my entire team. If it was a washing machine. Like, I know it's weird saving here. But it's mainly in case I run into an arena trappage. It may be in the name, but it frustrates me that I still haven't even found a Cacnea yet. 6% they said. I mean, that's slightly more than 1 in 20. I mean, Gothingen is 1% more, but I don't know what that would be fraction-wise. Still more common than a Chansey. I'm guessing Trapinch is the most common one here. 'Cause Jesus Christ. Not the Sandshrews, Baltoys, and Trapinch. The one-on-one. Invisible. Still nothing. And even then, it then has to be metal, that's right. There's still nothing. Oh, come on! There's like 3 battle twins in a row. I've got nothing to really say. I'm just annoyed. That this isn't Ruby and Sapphire where it's 20%. Yeah, it'd be great to do that in that game, because... well, in either of the two, you're gonna be getting here, and also be able to have Roselia, but then I would only be able to have either G-Dot or Lotad, even though I would pick Lotad enough all of the time in this game, especially. Unless someone else knows of any grass and water types, because I can't think of any. Well, any that just aren't Ludicolo, Lombre, and Lotad. Well, there it is, Diver off reset. But we're back and finding the trappage. Oh, I'm just off reset again, because the first encounter again, you know, is a fucking trappage. I just have had enough worries today. Oh, come on! Trapping, stop having arena trap. It does not make it fun. For me. Nope, still not finding that Cacnea. It's almost half an hour. And even for one. Seriously, I'm able to find a 5% slack off in Pelberg Forest easier than this. How is it this difficult to find a Pokemon that's 1% more common? I don't know. Well, I'm so sorry there with that. Okay, yes, it would be slightly not okay, but I don't know, this thing doesn't want to fucking work. I was trying to say that it would be up there we go, but it's also the wrong gender. I know it's a total universe, but that's only for the one case, like the ripples in time. So we find the 6% between the levels of 20 and 22, but we needed to make it male, which means it's just going to take even more time. Clearly I didn't realize Sancho and Trapinch had the same counter rate of 35%, Baltoy at 24, and of course Cacnez at 6. I mean, though, Tantrum, Trapinch, they have the same across all three of those 5%. The only part that changed was, well, Biotoy was originally 10%, but is now 14% more common. I don't know why they felt need to change that, really. Some of the encounters were just weird. Why would they change it? Like, making certain Pokemon more rarer. Like, how do you go from 1 in 5 to just over 1 in 20 like that? Or even go from 1 in 10 to almost 1 in 4. A lot of the times it's unnecessary. Well, it doesn't actually fair, but it's fair for that surfing bit right near the Windsor house, because we've been Sapphire with that 1% surf kit. I seriously don't know why they made it 1% and only in Ruby and Sapphire. Has anyone ever asked them about that? Because I see it as unnecessary. Oh my. To make one Pokemon really rare, i.e. 1% on a lot of routes, and then not even put that Pokemon in the, like, definitive version of the region, but very commonly. There's gotta be more examples of that. That it's rare in 2 games, and then in the definitive version, well, the third version, it's not even accessible. Well, at least in all, they fixed it, making it 15%, with Masquerade not 4, but in the original Ruby and Sapphire, 1 in 100 shot of trying to find a search kit on pretty much every round that it appeared on. Who thought that was a brilliant idea, and then to not even put in Emerald? Because it suffers the same fate as a lot of Pokemon that should have been in this game, because honestly, I usually see, well, you would hope that a third version would have the combination of the two, instead of picking and choosing. Or in Emerald's case, mostly just choosing from Sapphire. Yes, some Virgin exclusives were no longer Virgin exclusives, but then also kept some other Virgin exclusives, instead of just making the Pokemon that were Virgin exclusives no longer Virgin exclusives. That would have slightly simplified things, but then that also wouldn't have made people feel like, oh, I may have to get this game to get one specific Pokemon. Well, is that the reason why they do it? I mean, okay, yes, Virgin exclusives for the first 2 games to give you reason to find one over the other, or both. But what about for the third version? Because all it does, if you don't have all of them, is essentially make it so you have to have all 3 versions to attempt to complete the Pokédex. Like, just make them all available in the third version. You'd really do that. Except no. No, let's just make certain Pokemon only in the first 2 versions, which get made redundant by the third version. Like Planum, where they're pretty sure the 2 dark types. I think, oh I know it, the ones I'm thinking of are, well, Murkrow, Honchkrow, and then Mischievous Mismagius are only in Diamond and Pearl. And I also think that goes for the same as Pugly and Glameow, as well as Stunky and Skuntank. Only in Diamond and Pearl for some reason. Even though going back to them is not fun. So if you just want to use them, catch them the once, which for Glamio is going to take a while, because putting it right before the 6th gen is really a good idea. Breed them quite a few times, or just catch them, send them over to a game with Ditto. Like, you can choose either Hong Kong or Zero Pattern, just not Diamond and Pearl. If they weren't so slow, then maybe it wouldn't be so bad. Okay. Still not the only problem, because the Pokédex is terrible. But those are the two main problems. The regional text is awful and they're slow. That may be in the first games on the DS. But when playing Gen 4, what are you gonna do? Play Platinum. Because not only does it have the distortion one, but it fixes the Pokédex by having pretty much every Pokemon that has a new evolution, apart from 2 that were in Diamond and Pearl only. Really fucking weird. Give you more fire type options. I don't think much more than that. I guess allow you to get Giratina before the league instead of like the original mascot. Pretty sure improve the story. In some cases, improve the graphics. I mean, I'm not saying that you can't just go back to playing Diamond Passes. I wouldn't recommend it. Well, the only reason, in my opinion, to go back to them would be nostalgia / getting the Pokemon only in those games. Like, the ones that aren't pre-Gen 4. Because if it's pre-Gen 4, then you just trade them over from the Gen 3 games. But if they literally are Gen 4, and only in Diamond and Pearl, that'd be the only reason why you get them. Because you don't have any other option. Because that's just how game design works. Is it game design? Choosing which Pokemon should be in which game and how common they are. And how annoying it is to find the right Pokemon with the right nature. Because we've only been managing to find one Cacnea, and it was the wrong gender. I know that's a weird thing to say, but it wasn't male, which is what the original was. Because we only had one time when it was different, and that was my own stupidity. Can't go back to fix it now. At the end of every time, I'm just hoping it is a Cacnea, and I'm just thoroughly disappointed when it isn't. Yes, and just so much self-return because Arena Drought comes in. Because I'm not wanting the experience yet. I'm gonna do all the stuff I want. I hope I can do the stuff I want within the time frame. It shouldn't take so long. Like, catch the one I want. Use the XP share to slightly make it a bit slower. Get all the Pokemon to the right level. And you think within 3.5 hours because of how close it is. And also I do have a Pokemon with Mark Punch. No big rate because that's going to Sutopolis, which I've mentioned before, which is ridiculous when you're able to get it before the 3rd in Fire Leaf Green. Oh my fucking god, what is that? Close to 10 now, the trap is, with Arena Trap, and is the only Pokemon on this round that has that ability, making this less fun. Because it's like a 50-50 shot whether or not a Trapinch has it or not. Because I think the other ability is something on the lines of Hyper Cutter, which just makes it so attack can't be lowered. I'm just guessing because I don't know. Just glad I haven't run into any shinies. Because that would screw the whole thing up, honestly. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's a fucking another one. And, seeing as this is still me trying to find a Pokemon with limited success. Wanting this, and 3 other VODs to go up soon, and I'm wanting many other VODs to go up. The problem is that they have to be exported. The software I'm using to export doesn't like exporting anymore, but it's the only way to actually make the videos function in the first place and be of high quality. Because clearly it just shows that my PC is not like a high tier one, meaning that it's just gonna fuck up. But it was fine before with the level of exports I did, like, it still managed to do the exports. Like, from what I can remember, like, it was roughly around the same time that the video existed. Like, if it was 3.5 hours, it would do it surely just under that. But now, it gets to 5%, and the amount of time it says it will take increases to like 24 hours. Which is ridiculous. Especially when it's the only thing running. Like, I've checked with Task Manager. Yes, there may be quite a bit background stuff, but even before, it still did it. The problem being the person that uses the same thing as me hasn't exactly responded yet. Clearly it's gone on holiday somewhere or just at work. So I need his expertise, because what the hell do I do? Because is it really my PC that's stopping everything from properly exporting even though it was able to export before? Or is it just Olive shutting down, meaning that I'm having to reinstall it to see if fixing it works? Like, can't be just PC entirely when it still turns on. Usually have no problems. And yeah, there could be some stuff in the background, but there may be a lot of stuff, but a lot of it was like using up hardly any memory. Like all of them were 0.1%. It's just not fun. And also I have way too many VODs in the like backlog? Like too many in the backlog that are sitting there unable to be uploaded because I'm having to put them through an export machine that I can only do one at a time, which is not fun because it's not. If it was a case of me just being able to do a stream, then put that stream immediately into Olive, and then wait for that to be fully exported, like just check on it to see when it is, and then immediately put that onto YouTube for processing settings, be great to do. But there generally are times when I can't do that, and yep, that's twice we have run into a female Cacnea. But we don't want to break continuity as much as we already have, even though we technically already did when we started, because I was the one wanting to do this. I could have left the Emerald Grasshopper only run as it was, 5 streams starting at part 4, but I was determined to actually recreate them, because it was my fault that they don't exist in the first place. I just want them to exist even though the original streams were never saved. Could be worse. I could be trying to do another run, like recreate the stuff I did in that. But I'm not having to. There's only the 3 parts, but because of what they are. Oh, okay, seriously. I keep on looking at the volume levels for mic and desktop audio, and times it scares me. Like, even when the time is still going, it could just feel like, oh, the mic's gone, even though it hasn't, because it's still going. Honestly, this is very much like trying to find a Skarmory, like on round 45 in Gold, Silver, and Crystal, or even actually Soul Silver. Yeah, just somehow it's A, rare, and B, keeps on consistently being one gender. Like, you do notice that when it's the rare one. That, oh, it just keeps on being the same one. Even though it's 50-50. Making it so it's the equivalent of flipping the same side of a coin every time. Oh, come on! Oh, do we go 3 Cagnias like I don't know what I'm saying, but how can we find like 3 Cagnias that are all female, like I said earlier, that somehow it's 50-50, but it ends up being all the same, almost all the time. Actually, is that the? I'm only guessing that it's 50-50 because most of the time it is 50-50. It is 50-50. So it's 50-50. But it does not feel like 50-50 at all. Seeing about 5. Oh, and I did not realize that Cacnea, by the time we end this, would be 1 level from evolving. How many female Cacneas are we just able to find? Well, okay, I know I'm recording right now. Currently, I am trying to sort out. Because luckily the person I wanted to talk to. Okay, I may not be saying this now. Just slightly still pissed off. I can't find it. Still unable to find one. And I might as well listen to this great music. Okay, what am I guessing? Is this trap range gonna have arena trap? Let us see. Good. Ah, of course the second one does. I don't really feel like when I get the chance, like texting, well, messaging people on Discord, I will talk a bit too much. Because it's just I have a lot to say. But then I barely have anything when I'm talking in person to someone else. I don't know why. I mean, it's not like anyone that would be eventually watching this if I can actually put the stuff out. Because I can do one or two things, but I mean, I can't do it for one part, but if it takes too long for exporting to be done, then what I'm gonna have to do I had to export at least part 2 because it, like, you will see that it did fuck up and it wasn't even my fault. That it got to a certain point and just re-recorded it. Like, the recording stopped and then started recording again. But if it actually does do 1080p off the start, how I'm wanting it to, because I did do export, then hopefully it's only 2 parts I'm actually having to do it in. If I can just have it so that stuff gets recorded so that it's 1080p off the start without having to export it all, then I can just straight up skip it, because normally, well, I think before it I hate, not the greatest fan of using analog stick for this, because the game is not made for it, but it's easier for like going around quite large areas in a D-pad, because if you know the D-pad from the 360, you know it's not good. Like, that is the one fault of the 360 controller. Like, I initially thought that it would be uncomfortable when you have one analog stick upwards and then one downwards. Because, you know, you get used to the PlayStation style of having both analog sticks at the bottom. Because they still kept the system, well, seeing as some people point out that it's just a modified SNES controller, because the D-pad would be up the top. They just added the analog sticks. Well, I mean, that's good. They also added the grips. Well, especially the original PS1 controller was just a SNES controller with grips. Luckily, they improved it with analog sticks. Still better than the X64 version. Because, oh my god, the one stick on that was awful. Because for some reason, even though PlayStation was the only company that was doing proper analog sticks, having two, the other companies, being Sega and Nintendo, wanted just none of that. Now we'll have the one. Either make it so that the controller can, like, almost all the time, can never be held properly, like, regardless of what you do. Or the Dreamcast controller, where it was shit all the way through. I mean, they had an analog stick, but no, it was just not good. Because you'd think at first, it can't be that difficult to make any form of a controller. Well, many people tried over the years. If you've seen some of the bad controllers, then yeah, it's clearly not easy to do. I mean, not when you either just do what the competition's doing, or you add about 50 buttons to the controller. Like, either in the times when it was for some reason the buttons were just number pads, or I think Atari Jaguar, where they had essentially a wall on the controller that was just buttons. You know, because that's exactly what you need. Like, not the amount of buttons we have now, where it's 10? Like, it's 10, well, if you remove the D-pad and analog sticks, then it's 10. Because you have, well, I guess it wouldn't be the same all the way around, but for this controller, it's bumpers, triggers, and then ABXY, as well as start and select. Even though I don't think it's kind of used now for analog sticks to be used as an actual button. And even though D-pad is a button, a lot of the time it would be just for navigator menus if they for some reason don't want you to use the analog stick at all, or a weapon wheel if it's not like you have to hold one button to then combine it with the analog stick. Like if it's only a 4-piece one. I know, somehow control. Well, talking about controller than this. What am I meant to do if it takes me forever to find the Pokemon I want and of the right gender? Clearly not doing so well because I thought this could have been done in at least 25 minutes, not almost. Okay, I said that wrong, but almost an hour. And it doesn't seem like we're getting any closer. How is it possible to take so long to find one specific Pokemon when it's not even 1%? Because at that point, you'd rather just find it once, have a Ditto with you, and then breed them. That's what you do. But at this point again, Ditto, I don't think is even accessible. To my knowledge, you can't get Ditto at this point in the game. And I don't know when you can get it in Hoenn. Meaning that it would be impossible. Because the only way to add Ditto would be to obviously catch female Cacnea and then find the male version of a Pokemon that is able to breed with it. Which means you have to search in the egg groups. But it's like, yes, they have that feature which is nice, but because of how it is, it often seems like whenever you do breeding, it's either you stick to the exact same species, or you use Ditto. Rarely ever are you gonna go out of the norm. Unless that's only me that does that. Well, it can't be just only me. God, it is pissing me off how I can't find a male Cacnea. Because it's like, what is it then if it's 50-50 for the Pokemon to be male, but then there's 6%? Would it be like 3%? Can't be 3%, cause you can't just add the 50% onto it. Unit would take it away. Because there's 6% to find it, but within that it's 50-50 for the gender. And also, I'm not particularly wanting to grind up a level 5 Cacnea if I do go breeding around, because that would take too long. Then again, it's taken a while anyways for me to even find the Cacnea at this rate. I've already found like 4 or 5 that were the wrong gender. I know like, the weird thing to say a wrong gender, but when you're wanting like one for either continuity sakes or for breeding purposes, then it would be fine to say it. Nah, instead we're just gonna find the other 3 Pokemon in this region that are ground type. Not the one grass type. Nah, of course not. Oh, and add insult to injury that in a fucking club fen. Is it a club fen? That Arsenal's losing to Tottenham. Unless all of this. Okay, no, it is club fen. Because it's about Championship and League On. I'm not ending the rest of it with what they named it to. That started, currently Premier League hasn't.
Yeah, a lot of stuff starting soon, like Evo Cop. And Bundesliga is starting this Friday. As well as La Liga. Oh, and then also Premier League. Because of course a certain team has the first match day. When everyone else has theirs the day afterwards. Really do not know as to why they do that. And because of it being Arsenal, it's unable to be watched. Because Sky Sports like to take that. But then it also likes to be a thing where a lot of the time, it's nowhere to be seen on the kickoff from Chijori. Which from his co-host for Tuner's God. Oh, fuck off. 6. If it gets to an hour and a half, and I don't find a Cagnia that is male, I'm biting the bullet and getting the female one. Cause fucking hell. Like, this would need to be in the same boat. Like trying to find a female Combi, female Salandit, just anything that actually can evolve. Where you just keep on finding the more common version. Even though in this case it's supposed to be equal, but it doesn't feel like it's equal. What do we have here? Gender inequality. If I just keep finding the female ones and the male ones want to fucking disappear. I know as I think Powell's said, but it's like, if it's somehow it's 50-50, which it kind of is in the real world. I mean, yeah, there's many different percentages. And no doubt. Is it the case where there's more females than males overall? Oh well, that definitely didn't take a while to find. Trappings with a regular trap. Does not feel like 50-50. It's not like it's an Eevee where most of the time it's going to be male and at one time it's somehow female. Because it has the same as the start, it's 87.5 chance to be male. But then randomly the first one happens to be female, and of course fucking arena drop for the first one I find. Of course. Well, this country's decent at 190, although 5.2%, but that doesn't exactly matter if I can't even find it. Oh my god, how many trappings? So it's like, what are we finding? Trappings with arena trap and female Cagnias, as well as the occasional Sandshrew and Baltoys. Fun, especially when it's now been an hour. An hour of me trying to find one specific Pokemon. I don't know if this is even fun, but because of it being a recreation of a VOD, it's been kept in. Because maybe for someone it'll be someone's enjoyment or just relatable. Because it, all the time, it would be relatable of trying to find one specific Pokemon in the wild that you aren't trying to control the odds. Especially when it's rare. They didn't need to make it rare. They could have just split Baltoys and Canaray and cacneas equally, instead of making one 24 and the other one's 6. They could have just made them both 15 and be done with that. Not made the previous more common Pokemon even less common than Baltoy, VODS, and Ruby and Sapphire. Shouldn't normally have to complain, but it's been at least an hour of me trying to find a male Cacnea, and somehow it doesn't exist. If I had someone to properly talk to, like if this was a stream, maybe it'd be less of a problem, and fucking hell, that was close. Reason how when my voice is, to me, sounds absolutely awful, because it's not the voice I'm hearing right here, right now. I make a lot of references to it if my voice doesn't gargle it. Well, not really gargle, it just fucks up the words. But, yeah, no matter how many times I complain about it, clearly I'm not going to be hearing it in camera. Only I will even be close to hearing it, honestly. Unless it's what I used to sound like years ago, and to me, it's just done that. I don't know if it's one of those things where the brain does it, where it knows the voice is bad, or just wants you to keep your own voice. Like the one that you've had for years instead of it changing. Because I didn't know it had changed. Like, I think the first time it pointed out was one of my friend's dads. Pointing out that my voice had properly changed. Obviously, I hadn't noticed anything on my end because it sounded exactly the same as it had been for years. So when I first hear that, I was like, has it? I mean, I still questioned it. And then the next time I had my coins, like, who the fuck is that? That is not me. Because I'm guessing it would have to be a common thing where you end up hearing your own voice. Well, unless you've been on camera for years and then you get used to your camera voice. Well, is it really camera voice? It's more like just what you sound like to the outside world and not your own world. I guess that is the way to interpret it. And also, I don't know how. There's all these millions in the same situation as me. I just don't know who they are. Oh my god, they're not fun, because if I had the chances to get an editor, I absolutely would, because they'd be hearing my voice either first. I would just gotten used to the outside voice and not know what my actual voice sounds like to me, because I'd rather not. If, like, no matter how many times I hear it, I am not gonna get used to it. It's not even in the case of looking in the mirror and you see someone completely different. Or see yourself completely different. It's not even that, it's just... oh, your voice is absolutely completely different to everyone else, but you don't notice it. Because to you it sounds like it's been the same throughout pretty much your entire life, well, since you were able to speak properly. Not just few first words, and proper bloody sentences. It can't be a curse. I was just like, oh, you're cursed to hear your own voice completely different to how everyone else hears yours. Like, it's not even a mocking thing. No, it just happens. It's not even a case of where you can even show them what it sounds like, because it's impossible. Unless they became the Atom/Ant-Man. I don't know if that's even, if that would even work like that. But this way you never fucking know. Yeah, I'm definitely not finding the fucking cactus at this rate. Why? Why make it this rare? It's not even like it's a bit as rare as a Trimecha. But with a Trimecha, you're not gonna give a shit about it. And you would just put in the dex. That's it, just catch it one time, not use it. Meanwhile, if you're able to, if you wanted to use it because it's able to evolve, and you're needed to do it for either continuity's sake, so if there's a visual difference, and one gender happens to look better, like Pyro, the male version of that, looks a lot better than the female one in my personal opinion. And I think there's more solar ones. Houndoom has the longer horns than female Houndoom. And then I think it's with Zubat and Colbert. I don't know if Colbert has the same, but the fangs are either longer or hardly even there. I know Venusaur's got at least one. The others I can't think of because it's not like the case of with just depending on the gender for whether it evolve, just quite literal visual differences that don't evolve, well, don't mean anything. Well, yes, there's the Wobbuffet one where the gender differences are bizarre. Well, it's more like it's just the one, and it doesn't make any sense for Pokemon, really. Oh, come on. A lot of this could easily be cut out. I'll have splices of it, just my rage. But not if it's a VOD. Recreation. Of me doing nothing. Still, I am putting out better content than a certain Twitch streamer that quite a few times has just put a video on that isn't even his, left the room, and then would come back to react to it for like a few minutes, and then not even allow the original YouTuber to plug their own stuff. Yeah, well, I could reference one's name, but if you know EFAV and you know JXC, you know exactly who the fuck I'm referring to. And it's just like, how did he get a massive audience? And he's clearly not even doing it for any good when, given the YouTuber channel is not great on his end, when he barely shows the video title, doesn't always show the YouTuber's name, and then, well, at least with obscured, like hardly have it for a few seconds, and then not say who it was, if like wouldn't directly say. Meaning that not every fucker who watched his stream is gonna go and watch the video. Because that's if they can even find it. Because if you don't give out the video title and the YouTube account, then it's essentially pointless. Because even when they do find it, ends up being fuck all. Like 44,000 and then only about 200 people clicked on it. There just Just seems slightly odd.
Okay, I'm laughing at the estimation time for a video to be exported, and it quite literally says 30 hours and 32 minutes. Meanwhile, a completely different VOD that is gonna have to be put through the system is almost fully processed on YouTube at 92%. Because what I did was put part 2 part 1 or part 2, like part 2/1. Put that through YouTube's process and it's almost done. Well, that's standard definition version, it's not high definition, but it's still able to do it, so hopefully it does go up to 1080p, 60 FPS. But it's just shocking of how part 1 of the same series is 3.5 hours long, and yet says it will take over a day to do it. That is ridiculous. Compare that to all of the times of I've been able to fully put in 3.5 hour VODs beforehand, and it was able to do it. Is it Olive itself? Because when I try and search up online, I get nothing. Because I don't know if I have to go into Olive itself, pose the question, and then just ask, is it Olive itself on my PC? Making it so one export says it's gonna take 30 plus hours. I thought it was ridiculous when it was gonna take 10. And then it's slowly just built up. And I know I said I wouldn't be talking about it, but look at my situation. Like for me, I've recorded for an hour and 13 minutes. Still haven't even found a male cacnea yet, near enough at all. Found about 5 or 6 female ones. And I did say half an hour was breaking point. About an hour and a half. Or just not use any of this footage at all, and I'm just talking shit. If it is Olive itself not doing it, then clearly I've done something wrong. And the worst I even did was to change export settings. Like, I'm pretty sure I put the video in, like, through import, and then clicked export while changing some settings to have a higher quality. And yet, for some reason, it wants to take, let's try another, it's going to say 48 hours. I'm not keeping my PC on for that long, because, yes, does it stay on for ages, but not for 2 days long. Because it didn't even stay on for 24 hours. And it expects me to keep my PC on for that long, doing nothing else, when it could just increase the time to at some point say 72 hours. Which at that point is cause for concern, because I know it's the unstable version, but 1.0
You still want because it is the best version. With 2.0 still not being so great, but even with that, clearly 1.0 is not great. It was fine at the start, and now something's happened to it, making it go so slow that I don't know what is causing it. Yes, I may have a video processing, and I'm running Streamlabs OBS as well as Visual Boy Advance. But when Olive was even by itself, the only other thing running, properly running, not just the background running, was Task Manager. It was still slow. I'm not wanting to say I'm in a world of hurt or misery right now, just a lot of things are going wrong. Don't know how to fix them. And I'm getting no luck with trying to find the right Pokemon I want. At all. I'm just not great. It's not even a low maintenance thing, just how much bad luck am I gonna get this weekend? Because I thought it was gonna be fine being able to record 3 vids, well, yeah, 3 vids this weekend, and then I was planning to upload them by this Sunday. Clearly Olive has said no, and has said, well, yeah, said no, wait, I thought to you this way, it's gonna be a fucking week by the time I can even get them done. Meaning I still have a backlog of so many VODs that I haven't uploaded because I sort of attempted to do all of them in order, and it would absolutely take me way too long for the entire day for them all to be done. That would also include all of the possible thumbnails. I'm not going to upload all of the VODs because I still have I have at least 5, possibly at this rate 7 VODs that I don't want to upload because I'm not the greatest fan of wanting to upload the No Man's Sky VODs. Still, like I saw, it's a complete saga because I was just ill trying to get something out, recorded for an hour, and just like, no, I am not putting myself through this. Pokemon Light Platinum, not putting that out. Having to search through some VODs, realizing that, oh, they were this, but then they were also this. I don't know how many I'm gonna have to cut out. A few. And also, don't know what I'm gonna have to do with one of my Uno ones, because I know it has copyrighted music in it, but it somehow fucked it up, and I do not remember, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't even put through Olive. It wasn't put through that. But still the thing where none of it worked, even though it could still work in all of the, well, viewing software I have. A lot of the stuff I don't understand. How different software works and why some software does work, other software doesn't want to compute. Even though they're meant to do similar things. Like playing media. And oh my god, how long am I gonna go of me not being able to actually find a trapping? No, trapping. Cacnea. And it's still a female fucking cacnea! Why? Why does it take so long for me to find a cacnea? And then by the time I do find one, it's female. This is not an insult. It's more like I was wanting a male one for continuity reasons. And for some reason we're unable to find one. That was a crit. Like, I will still check for a male one. Like, once I catch this one. Even though the name now longer makes no sense, because, well, it was named after a character that was male. How it can take me so long. I mean, I could have done all this slightly earlier, but how you can go nearly an hour and a half of trying to find the male cacnea and get nowhere is ridiculous. It shouldn't even be that rare. But somehow the RNG part of the game just spouted out, oh, okay, we're just female cacnea. What's the point of it saying if it's 50-50 if it feels like it's 95-5? Or even 90-10, just anything making it so that most of the time it's female cacnea and yet no male cacnea, even though it's 50-50. So that I would be going until he reaches an hour and a half. Although is it still the case where the patches that don't show your tire tracks, well, I can see your tire tracks cannot have encounters on them and it's only the part that do. Fun. Oh my god, Miguel, fuck off. just having terrible luck. I don't even know what I did to get this terrible luck. It just feels awful. Not even against BPL, just I have something terrible luck and I don't have the optimism to carry on through. How is it possible for me to find a Pokemon that later evolves into amazing, like, dragon ground, like amazing dragon ground type Pokemon? I'm able to find that more commonly than something that is supposed to be a It's supposed to be a Scarecrow, but it's also weak to flying types. Like, I'm able to find the starter of a dragon ground evolution before a Scarecrow that's weak to owl. Well, I guess kind of owls, but more like weak to the flying type. Like, not even any abilities to make it so it's resistant to flying types. Nah, we're just gonna have it eventually be a grass dark type that can touch, that can reach birds, but nothing to stab at all that would harm it properly. Unless it was psychic type or ghost type. It's getting closer and closer to an hour and a half of still not being able to find a male Cacnea. Like, it's almost an hour 29 minutes, I've got that much left. But no doubt the next one that I find is Cacnea that is female. Or when I come back here, the first encounter I get ends up being the one that I want. And also, I've never known as to why at times yes you are able to check the ability of a wild Pokemon and if they have the right ability. But you don't have anything to even check the nature. Because it just becomes a thing where even if people say, oh, people would use a Pokemon regardless of the type, gender, or even ability or nature, so like, well, hang on, no, because otherwise I'm not wanting to use a Pokemon that focuses on, like, special attack, and then has a stat that, well, a nature decreasing special attack. It's also now reached an hour and a half. So the search party has officially ended. Great. And I could do all that desert stuff, but at the same time, I think that I can actually clear out the gym very easily apart from the Swallow. The Swallow is the only one that I would have a problem with. Because it's a fucking Swallow, what were you expecting? The good thing that the bike doesn't attract as much attention as running. Because if you do run, then for some reason the AI is more likely to notice you, even though a bike would be faster and louder. Well, possibly louder, but more noticeable. I don't get it. That is where I don't get anything. Like I'm not going to get that far. But it's definitely a case of if you really wanted to just go down this route. But because of there being trainers and what I'm needing to do, not really possible. Still have your cargo on the XP chair. It's only for 6 levels. And even though I could cut out a lot of footage, I'd rather just get back to where I was. Because I wasted pretty much, over half the time trying to catch one Pokemon, and they didn't want to fucking give me it. What was I meant to fucking do? Because it just pisses me off. Or that's why I'm unable to get the right one. Like, yes, one of them was my fault because I didn't soft reset before it. The other one was not my fault. Trying to find one specific 6%er and it being 50-50, except that was impossible just because every time I attempted to find it, it was always a female version. And somehow that activates. Fuck off. I'm guessing you might have been able to tell the shaking because I was trying to press it as quickly as possible because I want to get this puzzle over with. Because somehow Hidokate is able to survive the stab mock punch. I don't get it. Really don't. Yeah, clearly I was. Yeah, the fucking don't carry. Okay, I think I know which one this is. Is it the one with the Wigglytuff? How did I know? How? Both times. Both times Q-Charm activates. That is not how this is supposed to work. Game. No, someone will be thinking the one person that fucking watches this, because you know, it's not like it's being advertised anywhere. It's like the one person watching this, but they're thinking, oh, you just putting the angle on for sure. No, if you watch the entire thing, like, it's real anger of continuity being broken and unable to be repaired in any way. I know this one because I'm able to go first and he sets up a sword stance and then slashes you. I know too well because it's one of the few cases where you're actually able to find the Zangoos in this game. I know, I am shocked. Because it's nowhere in the wild in this game, because why make it my favourite boost, my favourite normal time, is inaccessible in the best version of Emerald, well, best version of Hoenn, not Emerald. Because the best version of Emerald would have every single Hoenn Pokemon in it and available to be caught. Not just most of them, with some exclusives. So where are the runes of the people using X-Ions? Because I thought at least quite a few of the ones in this gym use them. I know that some do. Clearly I can't find all of them. Okay, yeah, it's taken me that long to be able to get your Conga to 21. That's just one fucking level. And I really don't have many super potions or even soda pots. Why is it because I hope to clean sweep the entire team? Well, most of the team with Capils. Slacking's gonna be a bit of an issue because it has, you know, pretty much the stats of a legendary, and the only thing I can really stop it from doing, well, Stun Sport would be a bad idea, simply because it has a move where its power is increased, like doubled, if it's affected by a star's, well, if it's going to be paralyzed, poisoned, or burnt. I do have Fake Out. That would stop it for one turn. And you really think I have much else? No, I do not have much else. Capel is near enough the same level as his entire team. And luckily it's every other turn. And okay, the Light Noon can be difficult, but if you make it use Belly Drum, then it's usually not an issue. Because as soon as it uses Belly Drum, that's half its health gone. Meaning, if you're going to be faster than it, which I am with priority, then in most cases, it will go down easily. Well, the Splendor can be annoying if it gets to activate the confusion on you. Yes, a Slakoth just used counter and Oko'd me. Because somehow Capils couldn't fucking Oko a Slakoth. It's a little sloth. And no, I could easily have made this easier myself if I had cheese with Fury Cutter. But what we'll do is try it first without it. If I absolutely need it, then I will go back. I still have Headbutt and could potentially get return, but I don't know how high one's happiness is. I know there's no note somewhere to check it, but I don't think this early in the game is possible. And I might need Leaf Blade because none of them resist it, it becomes a great move. But it just depends when. Well, it depends on if I absolutely need it. Because this part may actually last longer than anticipated. Because I'm not. I wanted to do it as quickly as possible, but already wasted so much time. Because the game decided to be a cunt. If it wasn't, and I just had it within the first half an hour, I would have a lot more time on my hands. So I'm generally seeing how well this goes. Because if it goes horribly, then I can't do much. And I really can't activate pretty much half of the gym because of a swallow. Yeah, I know, it took me a fucking while to get here. Look. A certain torque slowed me down. But pretty much every other gym wasn't so bad. The third one it wasn't. Third one wasn't. Oh no, it has tear down. If it used Dizzy Punch, it would not be so bad. Oh, there we go. Okay, it's usually a Vigorov is next. Usually. Okay. And then after that, it differs between Linoon and Slacking. Yeah, that's the move.
Hello.
Oh wait, that's actually showing on the thing, isn't it? Because I have it set up, so it does that. God, that's gonna look really weird, and I don't know who Catme even is. I just know that one's gonna use belly drum, so if I can do a decent amount of damage. Like that. Then either set it up so that it does so much, like it does just about enough so that I can still use belly drum and not faint, or it does so much that it can't activate belly drum at all, and it doesn't heal. Yeah, this slacking, it's fucking powerful. If I had access to at least Earthquake. Yeah, it's faster than me. And Uncode Solus. I'm not saying that I'm absolutely going to be needing Leaf Blade, but if I'm wanting reliable special damage off the start, because Laser attacks every other turn, but somehow is faster than me. I know I'm not the fastest thing in the world, but it has that high stats that it's actually faster than me. I wish I had a full restore right now. I may have to use a solar pod just so I can possibly survive a facade.
and then heal that, and then heal back up. Because then, because I'm using muck, oh, it's doing that instead, isn't it? Funny, and I'm not going to be able to get crit at all the time. I don't, and also, yeah, I can't use stun spell because then it means Facade's going to be even more powerful than it already is. Okay, that actually did that much. Should. Come on. Yes! That punch absolutely saved me, even if I had more powerful moves. That priority saved it. Yes, me. First try, yes, there were a few potions, but I swept through his first 3 without a problem. I didn't get confused, the Vigor didn't do much, and the Linu did absolutely nothing. And here's something that normally wouldn't have happened, but they had to in Emerald because certain people, mainly kids, got confused on where the fuck to go. Because it never, well, it might have mentioned that you get surf, but it was never caught on by certain people because they just skip through the text massively. I can do it now because I know exactly what the fuck to do. But their target audience likely wouldn't have known off the start. But now, we have near enough the best water type move in the game, and only one of our Pokemon can even learn it. Seriously. Gonna have to give it a nature pet. I know it's been useful, but okay, I could have got rid of Astonish. But okay, I'm gonna have to put Cheese in front because Leaf Blade and also my main tree are close to reaching the level they were at. Yes, I know I still have a few outliers because I've still got to get Springer to the 1. Don't know if that could be done in the time frame. But the other 3, Cheese to 32, Capils to day 3, and Souls to day 2, those can absolutely be. Your cargo's gonna take well because it's a slow one with it being a fossil. Because 2000 experience to level once. Okay, yes, I made it 2409, but that's whilst being 8 levels higher and fully evolved. But what do we have? Let's see. We don't have much for healing potions, I know that, but hopefully we're not going to be finding tentacles and can just find pure water types or just water electric like Chinchou, just anything that doesn't resist grass, making it neutralize / defeating us easily, because we're 1 level away from getting Leaf Blade, but I don't want to use a rare candy on him because I only save that for when it's 1 off evolving. But once we do get Leaf Blade, it'll be much easier. Still would take some time to get in the first place. I mean, in combination of the Pokemon not being as high level as I would want, and also only being able to use Absorb properly. Or quite literally actually just finding a tentacle. Meaning I do have to switch in Capils. Got the point of didn't activate. Because I don't think it normally does. Yeah, I don't think it would. Doesn't have the thing for that specific point in time. Because even like I'm thinking of a liquid ooze and clear body. Clear body being the bare one. Because clear body, none of your stats can even drop. I know we still have the desert, but we're gonna have to rely on that for, you know, the other two that we're having to grind up with. I mean, okay, some moms of days only level, but I hate only having fucking Absorb. And also fucking Poison Stinkers. Okay. Didn't do the thing I was expecting. If you know about one, you know what Poison Stink likes to do. First turn poison. If you just use Absorb, I would have less of a problem. Yes, I lose more health, but then I wouldn't have to heal or poison. This isn't gens later, I don't know when they started doing it, where the Pokemon will eventually heal from it instead of most likely dying from it. Which is brutal in the early game for Kanto, because if you're grinding and only doing Weedles, then you're a bit screwed. And yep, that's cycle level. Yeah, of course. Pretty sure I'm still faster than it though. Yeah, as if a tentacle's gonna be faster than me. Oh, but Kavana has an ability where it actually did half-ass the physical special split, because even though for typing wise they weren't physical special, for the ability Ruskin it was. So the Leaf Blade does actually hurt you if used. Like used against a Pokemon that has rough skin. Which is just a bit weird. Like if it was like classified as physical, fine. But considering this was still the generation of it being defined by type, instead of it actually does make contact or not, then why do it? And of course more fucking tentacles with your cargo that are not even being close to level 23. Oh, there's a poison, and I don't even resist it, I thought. Okay. You think it would possibly be fight to resist poison, because well, I mean there's been some stuff that that fighters can resist in a way. Train themselves. Just some of them can resist the cold longer than usual. I know they're taking the psychic because it's more with the mind. Yep, still on reach. But we actually are having to fucking heal. And how close is it? Yep, so close to one level. God, I hate trying to level the fossils sometimes. How long it takes for them to gain one level is too much. And yes, I guess at some point I may have to go back home. Just so I can get the amulet coin. And also get Sludge Bomb. I don't know when I did those in the original, because I haven't watched them back. I'm definitely gonna have to put in the description though. It's a recreation, not the actual thing that happened. Because even though it's clear in the VOD, but in the recording, not everyone's going to know straight away. Even if I'm pretty sure it's say recreation, but now it's like recreation in alternate universe. Where it's like, I saw the original universe and tried to recreate it, but fucked up in the process. I'm pretty sure there's nothing here, nothing else. Because I'm pretty sure I didn't even explore the rest of Granite. Is it even Granite King? Because usually I don't at all. The only time I would usually be catching a certain Pokemon. And also you do need Flash. And I hate Flash. Just because of how unnecessary it was to make it HM, and yet they still did it. Of course, then within 3 steps, fucking Wingull. Okay, you better have a weak Pokemon, just for League Plate's sake. I don't know why that thing kept on happening. But of course, fucking Wingull. How much is Surf gonna do in Star? Okay, you guys are Wingull. As I was supposed to expect much from a Wingull. But we do have Leaf now. That did not sound like Leaf. It sounded more like Reef. But we do have Leaf Blade. Meaning we can just sweep war types like it's fucking nothing. Also, I am seeing we've got an hour and a half left. Like that, done. I know it's Goldie, but that's what we can do. Grass down to wall types that are still weak to grass. and not a stupid bully type that persists in making it neutral, making it so that I won't get OHKOs at all. You know, like Tentacle. Just remember to be one of the types that resists. Grass. And also look at this bullshit mist. Yeah, the rough skin actually affects me even though it still does special damage. Should I still make this build to like 4 hours at this rate? I could. But I spent an hour and a half trying to find the right cacti and couldn't. I'm still calling it the game's fault because I had terrible RNG. Trying to find an already rare Pokemon and one gender that didn't want to appear at all. Okay, we put there and put there because should be an Oak on the Goldeen. If it wasn't, I would hate a lot of things. But hate it for more things, but I already hate Goldeen as it is. It's just a fish that's gold. And for some reason, even though it's seeking, it's spelled as in like with K-I-N-G on the end, it could still be equally male or female. I don't want to be running into a fucking Pelipper right now. Surely if one drifts in the waves then they're close to drowning. If you're saying you fell asleep. No, that's 2 fucking mons that can't super affected with grass. Pissing me off because I'm not always gonna be an OHKO and I can't get through this quickly. And also it's still annoying that Leaf Blade only has like 10 power points. I have 15, but it can feel like a lot less. And I'm gonna be poisoned. Yeah, how did I fucking know? Because Ryan enlightened me, poison sting so common, and then make it so easily to cause poison, I won't know. Okay, well that super potion is helpful. Even if I haven't sorted out this bag at all. I did attempt to, clearly. When it's not sorted out for how they do it in Gen 5. I mean, they finally managed to sort it out. But then I think they put some things in the wrong place. I mean, I just put a lot of stuff in the free space anyways. Just stuff that I don't want to sell or toss away. How did that survive a Mach Punch? Do a level up, then we can actually go to one that is pretty sure medium fast. XP group. So it is now past 2 hours. Not about an hour and 23 minutes to go. I also don't know if that account that followed 23 minutes ago is an actual account that exists and hasn't just been removed. Well, I'm gonna have to. It does say the same amount of followers I had before of 28. Yeah, still nothing much. Is it level 24 yet? I don't know. It is still in the pub. Waiting for like 1,000 experience to even get there. So why make the fossils that long to level up? It's 20 levels that they need, but it still takes forever. Oh, come on. Just feels like sanity. Always has the effect what affects me more than it affects them, especially if you run Gen 2. I can use Sand Attack on them as much as I want, and yet it doesn't work. I get hit by Sand Attack once, I'm missing every single move under the sun, even if it started with 100 accuracy. I don't know how much of that is true or just built into the affects affects the player more. Or I just have terrible luck. And rarely ever are you gonna find a Pokemon that has Keen Eye or even Compound Eyes. What you said, but I'm pretty sure it's got static. Unless it just doesn't. It's a bit difficult to remember how many electric types have static or not. Because I know the Pikachu line, well, the Pikachu line does. So, for some reason by proxy, I just think that almost every other electric type has it. The only ones I can think of that don't end up being Shink's slime. I mean, part of that just being it has Intimidate. Because yes, it is still funny that a Shinx can actually use Intimidate. Even though it's extremely cute. So it's just funny. That essentially a small lion. Is it a lion? Well, a really small cute Pokemon's able to use Intimidate. Okay, so see how close. Okay, one battle off to 25 and then one more, and we're gonna have to go quite a bit. Even though we still have the main 3 to go to day 2 and day 3. We still have 1 to go how high? Gain 9 levels. Fucking hell, why does Cryjob have the potential for crits? Does it actually have a high crit rate, or do I just get unlucky with that one move? Okay, that's 25. Not learned anything, because despite being rock and grass, it has no rock and grass type moves. Which is stupid. Okay, not here, because that's where the dive spot is for Lion, it's also not there. How the hell? Is it the one all the way? Is it a key one all the way at the end to get Ice Beam here? I'm surprised with this abandoned ship, no one tried to even repair it. I know that it's a well, it's kind of a quest line once you get the chance to get dive, to get the part. But the whole reason to come here is to get Ice Beam. That's it. Because it's not a case where, to my knowledge, I only can get in through the game corner in Fire Rally. Wait, no, you can get after the fifth gym here. Okay, it's gonna have to be Astonish. And now we have Surf and High Speed. Two extremely good moves, but we still have to struggle with Absorb. There's still only some more trainers around. Surprisingly, like there's a few NPCs on here that aren't trainers. Okay, that still looks weird. That the arrow key is still visible during the encounter. Don't have much choice, absorbs all I got. Because water and ice are both resisted. Even if Surf's still gonna be stabbed and Ice Beam is just more powerful. Oh, okay, there's this double barrel. I know there was at least some more than just that one kid that was doing essentially an overhaul, that right? Well, yeah, more times last year, as if I didn't encounter more of those slightly just before this, and also a lot in Crystal, because they would just vial Route 27. Except oh. Well, he has Poison Sting and Sand Attack, two extremely annoying fucking moves. It's a good thing you can't hear the fucking owls or even the pigeons. Because I can. Yeah, nice being did that. Fuck off. Oh, we got the crit, which is nice, even though it feels like it's once in a blue moon that we ever get a crit. $1,500, still a lot to get one fucking level. Oh god, not the fucking flying bugs that Volbeat's the only decent one, honestly. And because of the red and yellow, I just wanted to mention the bugger and that chick. Okay, you can do. Okay, I don't know. Encore is shit now because I use fake out and it'll do nothing. Still got the flinch, and I still can't do much because fake has not ended yet. Doesn't end that quickly. And I think, yeah, those are the last ones on this. So now it's time to get off the boat. Wonder if anyone would actually attempt to buy the fucking boat. Or just salvage it, because it's just sitting there. How are we not escaping a Wingo? Seriously? Better not. If it's first time unlucky, I'm having to switch. Is a Wingo just that much faster than a Lombre? You can do it all like quad resisted. It's gonna do fuck all. Where's it you gotta go? 2 off. 2 barrels off. If it's gonna say 498, and this is not gonna be 498 in one go. Oh. So 154. If it was the only Pokemon out, then would be close. Clearly not close enough. Steve, I do not care about you. My grass type Pokemon matter to me more than you do. Because is it the Pokemaniac? Oh god, that's gonna... That's associated with... No, it shouldn't have gone away a lot. So clearly I thought that was going to be more damage, so... Ice Beam on the Magnetic and then put the Wingull. Unnecessary bit, that's what I get most of all. Oh, come on! Not even use it on the way when I still get fucking paralyzed. Like, how off? I got the freeze though! So I'll take that. And use one of the 8 cherry berries. It's a good that Magnetic did just break out immediately, because that did happen to me. Get frozen, and then the next time it's able to attack it breaks free. And level 26. Still get no moves from it, because your Leap's moveset in this gen, awful, a lot of them was awful, they slightly improved, if they were from gens 1 and 2, but I wouldn't call them good. Most of them I wouldn't call them good. Gen 4 is when most of them became really good. And then Gen 5 solidified most of them. Why? First paralysis, then poison. How much bad luck do I need to have against being affected by a status effect? Always got the ice beam off. And a fucking almost okay. Oh, you've got to be shitting me. Okay, I've got one gone, but the Swallow's still there. No, I could use wing attack straight away on cheese. And there's still even more to go. Look, I can predict things. I'm doing that just so the accuracy drop isn't as much. Well, actually, more like just non-existent. Well, what? Why? Well, both of them effective with sand attack, and of course, I'm gonna actually lose this battle because I just have nothing in terms of healing potions at all. I really should, but I just never do. Oh, fuck off. I literally have nothing. I actually lost a battle because of a fucking swallow that had double team or sand attack. Fuck, a bit. Are they? Of course, both the moves I have do fuck all damage. This is not what I was expecting. I fucking lost. I know it's not as bad as Gen 1, but why? Why'd it have to be in the case of me finding the one that has a swallow that just so happens to be faster than my entire team and uses double team? How much money do I have? That's enough for me to get some decent stuff, but ridiculous. Clearly I know which trainers to absolutely avoid. Oh, come on, that was too early for an encounter. And I'm still fucking slower than on level 35. Tentacle, that's gonna fucking poison me. Yeah, so those two I'm coming back for them when I have healing potions. I guess technically simply, but when I have things to heal, of course fucking Tentacle shows up. Yeah, of course I get that bad luck now when I got to go through the confusion because no, I will be able to hit myself 3 times the confusion and then faint. Okay, good, I didn't have that type of bad luck. Usually get hit 3 times in confusion and then faint to a weak move. I don't know why. At times my voice just does that, where it's like I'm trying to speak and then it feels like I'm doing a hiccup. I don't know why. Because is it just angry at me that it makes me pissed off even more? That it does that? Has anyone like fully done a calculation for which like number of steps is worse for each Pokemon game of like whether or not you'll get an encounter? Because it seems like on this water realm I go 3 steps, encounter, 3 steps, encounter, 5 steps, encounter. Yes, now quickly fucking go back to the Pokemon Center. Buy shit from here. And unfortunately there's no full heal just yet, but do our super potions. And there's almost an hour left of the recording. Well, okay. Less than an hour. Surely in that time I can get the Pokemon to the right levels. Otherwise I've got to extend this more just to another recording session. I mean, I can slightly improve it if I turn battle animations off. "48 hours. That process is gonna be done. Okay, the Hazy Virgin 4. Now what the fuck am I meant to do? Unless I can just, well, hope that if I put it straight onto YouTube, then it will be in 1080p 60 FPS. If it's not, then I can't do anything, and Olive fucking hates me. I know what I can do if I'm wanting to kill someone. Okay, that's one level, but that's taking a while just to even get there. Like, yes, I know it's 50 XP shit, but come on. I can't really have it's on its own. Simply because if I do, it will take possibly even longer because it only has Pin Missile as an actual move. Although, yes, I can teach you Bullet Seed. Yeah, why? The tentacles have to be so fucking common in High. Because all my entire team has nothing good against it. Because I can't get Earthquake yet. Seriously, I just can't. That's so late game. Really late game. It's ridiculous. And also just having to be that most of my Pokemon are special attackers, not physical. This is what is in Gen 4, but I can just have Torterra. Wow, for once I think I actually did that much and it wasn't even a flinch, and somehow wasn't affected by the ability. Definitely when I can do double bars and it is faster for Pokemon with the EXP share to get the levels because get them as one instead of being a split. There we go. That's one goal. Yeah, 465. Not Sapper. Good thing it didn't do much at all. Even if I can't effectively use Ice Beam on it, because it's just bug and poison. Same as Venomoth. I could turn for still no more level moves though. Yeah, I think after this one I'll go back up. Because then hopefully by defeating all the trainers with Magnemites, then I should be able to get the level I need for Capils. Can't say much for the rest because it's getting closer to half of an hour left. This would be really long form Let's Play. Well, it's what Big Asbury does. He does Let's Plays that are this long because they're from streams. One, or how about Discovery? Can that go down as well? Unless it's just fucking Tentacruel. Fun. Just for another one to appear. Reminds me of how the bubble wing animation is and doesn't affect both. It does look like it would spread out and just be really powerful bubbles. Oh, bubbles! Oh, well, actually, bubbles. That's fun. It's only 5, getting closer, but ingrained is not a good move, not for this situation. Gonna have to switch out. And immediately, use that curse, hitting supersonic just so happens to be a trait of the AI, hit moves that are really inaccurate, get bullshit RNG, including crits, but occasionally just be really stupid. I know it's what the Gen 3 AI does, at times it's difficult to beat, but then randomly just be easy. It's got the crit on that. And another one! Speaking of being really lucky, me. Well, spawn level 31, what the fuck? Yes, maybe have over to go now, fine types, but at level 31! Oh, that's as bad as getting range at level 38. It may not be as buggy as the Gen 1 version of range, but come on! Okay, switching experience. Hopefully Springer can someone get to the right level quickly, because it's gone up 3 reasonably fast. Still got like 6 more to go. And I still have 2, 1, so about 6 between the 3 of them, so hopefully be able to get there roughly around the same time. I mean, I know where to do one of them, and because we're trying to make this as fast as possible, I will do it now. Turn that off, and also save it. Because I don't know how long it actually did take me to reach where I was in in-game time without locking. Because obviously, in-game time, there's still a lot of it cut out because of the soft reset. There's still that. But some of it was still kept in. Or it did reset up recording time. And also seeing that was this vault up here, not fun. It's like with that juggler in Johto that has like level 2 vault up. You will question it. I mean, I'm questioning it right now. Okay, clearly this is for earlier, not now. Like training for third gym. But most of the ones on here have a Magnemite. And even if they don't, it shouldn't be that difficult to take them out. Unless they're pure flying types. Which don't exist, so... Well, okay, if they're Skarmories, then yes, we're gonna have a problem. me to find Voltorbs are just gonna be green when they're leveled. How did I know? Level fucking 6. I don't think you can actually ever find level 6 Voltorb in the wild. I could be wrong. Okay, yeah, that's it on the high level now. Level 2 should be within, well, 32 should be very fucking close. And I told them that there's not many trains left, and like, one more on this fucking cycling road? Well, is it the closest to a cycling road? Yes. Is it necessary? No, it's just an option. Come on. Because how low level they are, it just feels slower. So now 5 levels on for Stringer. And then, I don't, well, would that be done first? I mean, it might be done first, but then I'd be able to take the XP share off and then make the rest quicker. Still can't do no Marvel because that's what will be done in part 4. It's so stressful. There's about 40 minutes left. And in Pokemon, 40 minutes flies by. And when you're actually playing it. I won't say when watching it. But when you play it, it can feel like it just goes. Yeah, yeah. I don't know why there's this one random trainer on this route. Like, how did you get in without a bike? Zillion, I can't get in without a bike unless you use your psychic powers. It's the only logical solution here. And I saw a lot of trainers on the left and right on Marville. They're not, it's just a lot of trainers, but they're not gonna be high level, I know that. Because the ones I would want to fight on another on another area that get explored at part 4. I also know you can get very candy around here. So I guess I could use that. That means I'll have 2. And I wouldn't mind using it to get the right levels quicker. Although it would likely just be used on Springer. I mean, I'll definitely do it since it shouldn't take long when that level 14. Yeah, no, that is and I'm pretty sure that I did activate it beforehand. It may be worth me watching it off screen, but not off screen, but more like so that it's not viewable on the actual thing itself. So let me just gather a candy down here. Oh wait, no, I will just sort out the repel situation because I have none. But for some reason you can't even get any here. I don't know why. Jordan nerve-wracking. Should normally be those. Yeah, the Okos go all. Of course it takes being like double the level to get Okos. So on our level though. Look at that it is. Still not move though. Really don't care. The only interesting thing about you is that Ruben stuff that you can quite literally glitch through. Well, that Rummeling glitch through the ledge. Oh, you're definitely going to take a while on that, right? I don't know what I frame. So I'll have a repel situation soon. If for some reason you're able to get repelled in Slateport and not Marville. Marville? I don't get it. And I kind of somewhat prefer Gen 4 system of all the Pokemon's able to store the highest level of items after the gym has been. It still makes it less worthwhile to skip ahead some towns and skip gyms because the items will be the same, but if you ever go back then, that's slightly easier for irons instead of just flying to one place. Where is it, one of these? Or do none of them have it? Okay. Yeah, hard scales while I was thinking of. Can I just talk to him? Get a thing, because... when it gets really close, I'm gonna have to look at where the powerful starting. Because otherwise it's just gonna be weird. I mean, it's weird anyways. But I've already explained it, why it's the case, is... I do like it with the battles that they actually eventually get really powerful. But the problem is that because of the data and memory, it's like it just ends up stopping at certain points. Like possibly level days in most cases. They still fully evolve, but they don't get high enough. I think by the time Auras comes around, then the rematch is going to be up to level 50 plus. Which is how it should be, but I think for every single trainer, like versus Seeker and Fire and Leaf Green, But after every single gym, they get better until pretty much every single trainer has 6 Pokemon. And then once you've beaten all 8, then they go up like every fewer levels after being in the league. I don't know. Just something to make it so grinding is less of a difficult procedure. Because in Fire and Leaf Green, it's less difficult because you're able to get money and gain more XP at the same time. Yes, it becomes really tedious right at the end when you can't use it in caves. So you do have to rely upon wild battles. But once you do get Versus Seeker, grinding becomes a lot easier. Still gonna have to check if Fern does have repels, or I'm gonna have to go to Loveridge. Because find these low level Pokemon, yeah, Okos, but next to no experience at all. But at least there's only a few levels needed. In this case, it's literally just one. But I'm seeing it's now less than half an hour. Once Capital's gets to 33, I'm gonna have to look. Really do hate it when I find trainers that have Pokemon that are super effective against mine, because usually no coverage. It's like either I just have to go for a neutral move on both ends where I get no stab and it's not like just neutral against them, or switch into a Pokemon hoping that I have some form of a super effective move. I mean, yes, not a problem usually for regular teams, but solo type teams you really see how bad it is. Or even solo Pokemon runs. Because, yeah, you want something. So you usually have at least 1 or 2 stab moves, because if it's short time then 2 stab moves. If it's solo then only 1. And then you have the rest for coverage, and then a 1 stars move to possibly increase attack or special attack. Getting very fucking close. I never know. Is there anything they can do? No, to survive. I know there is one like that, like close to Fortune, that actually is a rare candy. would not really surprise me. I know, like I said, it, but by the time I go back to the desert, I just somehow end up finding a male Cacnea. Because what the hell do I do then? Already, the timeline already broke off. How close is one to... Oh, that's far. But two big enemies can sort out very quickly. Level 33. Now it's having to be retired because I've got to get one more level on Solus and then 2 more on Cheese. Hopefully it shouldn't be a problem. I mean, the desert really should not be. It just will take possibly even longer. For Springer. And I guess because the other one was about 4 hours, then because this one would have to be, because the other one would normally be 5 hours. Just come on. Honor, not repelled. Abigail, fuck off. Look, just because I can get more girls calling me in this game than real life doesn't mean I need to accept it. Don't care if they're regular pills, I'm fucking taking them. No, it's the second part, the lower part, not this one. Yes, it is. No, I know. It's on that island down there. I swear, did the repel already well off? It did, and I just went past it and did it immediately. I know, like, when I did save my red candy until the end. In this case, I'm not having much choice. Unless I'm doing something that hopefully doesn't fuck everything up. If I can actually activate it. Just for some reason my PC has stuff that doesn't want to open all the time. Shit. That burn off fucked everything up. I don't know why my File Explorer likes to be slow. Is it just because of how much I've got running? Okay, I have the thing on. Supposedly. There, but I can't. It's not fully loaded.
Oh, for God, no. It's not wanted to work. Which I don't get. I know it exists, and I know it works. But how is it gonna not work? And I know I activated a fucking repel. Doesn't want to open for some reason. Even though I need it to open. Pretty sure those berries grew because I saw them. Like, it's able to have other stuff run. But not the one I want. But we're back in the desert. If that was actually a male cacnea, I don't know what the fuck I would have done. Oh, my PC just would have to generally be upgraded. If I had a budget to do that, I would absolutely would. Yes, you may be cute, Sancho, but I'm not interested in catching you. So it is there, it's going, but the video is not actually going anywhere. It's stuck at 2 seconds. Is the thing just gonna crash for some reason? And then it has. Yeah, now it's on 57 hours. Seeing the timer, clearly gonna have to be more than 3.5 hours. I just want to get the thing to load. Oh, cause I find that male cacnea now, fucking now. Of course I do. When it took me absolutely forever to find one earlier. Well, what I can do is get the one that I have, the 31, but use this as a stand-in. Because how was I supposed to know that The one I wanted to catch took forever. And when I wasn't wanting to catch anymore, I find it. That's stupid karma. Not even in my favor. Because then could just be said it was done off screen. So how close is 129? Okay, not far off. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't allow me to activate it for some reason. Is it because of it being too long? And for some reason Microsoft Store has opened. Resisted, but I should still be able to OHKO it with how powerful I have become. Binge areas hit Solus at only one level. Do I just let the thing run for it to eventually catch up to where I need it to go? Because I know the level, I just don't know where one is standing. Oh, come on. Once I get to know where I was standing, then I will be able to move to it. Or there might have been an outside Pokemon Center, possibly. Okay, there it is. Oh, 29, it actually was a good move. Great, yeah. Now it should be even quicker. Get 3 levels. And of course he turns around as soon as I'm about to speak to him. How unlucky do I need to get? The thing is still not loaded. And the export node is on fucking forever. Still not loaded. What I can do is just stop and export because it's going to take absolutely forever. And eventually wait for Olive to close. I know it's unsafe. Used to work before, and then it still had some issues, but audio didn't want to work. But now it has proper issues. Like, unable to actually do anything that I wanted to do. Like, you would sort of think, if the thing has actually stopped responding, then it would take longer than it did for it to realise I was not responding. Because it feels like I have much luck with it as I did with 3DS Max. Because, honestly, when I tried using that, not fun. And many a times it crashed. Or just took so long to load. Or even accidentally loaded it, but I'm having to wait so fucking long for it to even load in the first place. Okay, I've got to that it now, actually. Nope. It doesn't want to do it, because for some reason, the controller I have ends up being hooked up to some other controls, mainly the X button. 11 hours. Okay, 11 hours. Ah, okay. Pokemon it is. So 11 hours, 32 minutes. What am I on as of now? Because if it's 11 hours 82... Oh my god, I have quite a few hours then. If it's 11:32, I've got loads of time. Okay, at times I just hear random audio cracks, but they're so infrequent that they don't entirely piss me off. Well, use it as a stand-in for stuff that happened off screen, because sometimes you would do stuff off screen. Mainly because I still have 2 Pokemon to get to the right level. For anyone who watches this part, that's if it even eventually gets to be put out onto YouTube, because I might just be able to put it straight on there without having to export it, because if it goes into 1080p, and hopefully I can just put up like pretty sure the high quality version of another it's still processing. So if that actually does go to 1080p 60 FPS, then I should be able to put this one straight up. Part 1's going to be a bit iffy because that one was recorded with later stuff. Because I was trying to export that one through, didn't work. But now I'm no longer worried about that 3.5 hours. I was worried for a while, but with how much time difference there is, and I managed to scheme through like 2 hours worth. Yeah. I'm guessing because of it being less breaks, and also last stream would have been like 5 hours or something. And also in-game time is shorter for this one because I was soft resetting more. I think I still did previously, because as soon as I found an arena trap, I did soft reset. God, is it still weird that I'm able to find a fucking wild male Cacnea after I've already found a female one. Everything would actually be able to align if I sorted out the fossil. It's too late for that. I mean, if anyone does say I can just quietly state, had to re-record it, and I didn't soft reset beforehand. Mainly because I was worried about the timings. And that's how I did talk to you, because how many more can I find if I'm needing the levels? I know I'm not having to rush for it now, and it's very close to over the time I set earlier, but Genes is 1 level away, Solus is 1 level away, and then obviously Springer is still farming. I didn't use the red candies at all, because I found a male one. Because of course it happens
once I've already got it to level 29, I'm about to use the rare candies on it. Actually, no, I know he's left. You are left. Don't know of any others, is the problem. Wait, did I actually switch out? Yeah, I did, good. Shouldn't take that long. Okay, I know also there's at least some on Mount Chimney that I can fight. Like up top and down below. So I still have those to deal with. And I guess I could put EXP. I didn't, it's not worth me doing it because I'm gonna have to put in the description the exact shit that happened properly, and then for this part, you know, the gender does change because of it being recorded but recorded more recent didn't software said before, and also, well, if you watch it in order, then it will fuck up. But the description tells you exactly what the fuck happens. I also have to put the title on, well, not in the title. Well, okay, I would have to put recreated. Still gonna have to sort out thumbnails though. Shouldn't take so long because if I can find. Oh, there it is. That's the person that like that's a rare chance to find. But find the original thumbnails. Make it so I can get to part 1, 2, and 3. Because I know a way of doing it better now. Oh wow, I didn't know that was going to be that close that quickly. Like that. Good, I can just disappear. I don't like this music though, even if it is kind of useful. Evil team? Well, it's not, but it's like when you aren't fighting them. And it's not that music. And this I rarely do, I rarely go back down it. I usually only go up it. Just realised that the background actually does look amazing for it, supposedly. Being on, it was on GB hardware, makes it being better. Because yes, when it was 60 FPS in both fights and the overworld, it does look great. Because most of the sprites don't look great. 30 FPS for the Valve in Gen 4, just not as good. And we actually still managed to do it on, like, within time. I think some of it was saved because we did find a female sea dog, but we still didn't do much for it actually. Well, what I can show is that. Okay, what's that order?
and then heal up, and end this session. I would say thank you for watching, but I don't often say that. I have my own way of ending it, and I think this is the first time, hopefully last time, I'm having to do recorded stuff for the channel. So, you're gonna see completely different time frame. I've already said countless times as to why that is the case. Accept it, shenanigans will happen, because I can say shenanigans without it being like pistol with the next person who says shenanigans. I still might get copyright for that, no doubt. Well, it's not like I put the actual clip in. And no, that is not me putting it in now, because I wouldn't be one to edit it. Gonna be as raw as possible. So, alternate timeline fixed. There's still gonna be some anomalies, like one's gender changing. Yes, accept it. It's not the canon thing of one's gender, just alternate timeline. Okay, and I had to recreate it somehow. So, ciao for now.